I'm voting for her as a woman because I believe in girl power. I like her black girl sass when she shows it.
I think she's able to reach people and communicate and connect.
She is more than qualified to be to be president of this country. And I believe that our country is ready for a woman, and it's even more refreshing that a woman of color.
Welcome back to Battleground. For the second time in the last 3 elections, there's a woman at the top of a major party ticket, which in and of itself sadly becomes a central issue in the race. And it's worth remembering the long list of countries that have already had a female chief executive: India, Israel, Great Britain, Argentina, Pakistan, Germany, Ireland, Liberia, and the list goes on and on. For more on the way women in politics are sometimes treated, I'm joined by Dr. Matt Polachek, a mental health expert with more than 20 years in the field of psychology, neuroscience, and the study of human behavior. Matt, good to have you back.
Good to be here.
All right, first, what are you seeing in this current presidential campaign in terms of the way Kamala Harris is being treated?
Misogyny goes way back. You know, I'll tell you kind of the way I see it now, but if you look at the history of American politics, whether it was Clinton getting a pass on the Monica Lewinsky stuff.
And the way she was treated. Yeah.
Correct. 2016 when Hillary ran, it was life's a bitch, don't vote for one.
Right.
We've seen this.
And she got some sexism in the primary.
There was 8 million tweets that were misogynistic against her during that primary.
During the primary, right.
So we've seen this, and basically I like to think Trump is more of a conductor with an orchestra behind him. He's using this as a ploy to reach out to a specific demographic. This is the playbook. If you go to the Republican primary, he came out to "It's a Man's World." He's hitting this demographic. This is started with Carly Fiorina, Megyn Kelly with the blood. It's a playbook, and it seems to hit a specific demographic. This is who he is. I don't, you know, he hasn't changed. So we're hearing the same things, and I think what's more important, to be honest, is looking at how it's a function of America. You know, we still haven't had a female president.
Yeah.
If you look at Congress, if you look at Senate or the House, 28% are women, yet 80% of election workers are women. So we need to look at Trump, we need to look at obviously, but we also have to look at the bigger picture of misogyny in America. I mean, if you look at our society as a whole, politics are one aspect of it. But if think about the Me Too movement.
Yes.
I mean, this goes across all lines.
Yeah.
And we're now seeing it in office. But the scarier thing to me is that a few weeks before an election could literally come out and say, I grabbed them in the private parts, and 80 million Americans would vote for that candidate after he said something like that.
Yeah.
We have a misogyny and a sexist problem in America that goes way beyond one person.
Yes. How do you know when you're hearing or experiencing misogyny in campaign messages or rallies? Because look, this is a dirty game, right? Politics. And you hear a lot of insults and attacks and critiques going both ways. How do you know when it's misogyny?
I think you're looking for personal characteristics. For instance, you know, a lot of times when a woman is strong, she's a B word.
Yeah.
You know, when I was the director of Betty Ford, if I were to lead a group and say, hey, give assignments to each person, I was a great leader, but a woman would be bossy.
Right.
You know, recently with Kamala, they're talking about her laugh,
yeah,
you know, which makes her not serious.
Right.
Again, these are old playbooks that are looking, basically the whole idea is women, stay in your place, this is a man's world. It's gross, it's sick, and we're better than this.
And I know, because we've been doing this show a while now, it's turning off a lot of women voters. Not surprisingly. Okay, when you were last here, we talked about the mind of the voter and how social media connects us, but can also divide us. How does social media fan the flames of misogyny?
You know, the statistics are scary. Women in politics receive 25 to 30% more harassment, more threats. You think about Gretchen Whitmer. And the scary part is we're becoming habituated to it. The rhetoric is black and white, all or nothing. It's getting to a level where it's threatening. And social media, to me, it gives people a voice. It brings kind of the worst of us out.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
And when you don't have to be accountable for what you say, I mean, I can just speak from personal experience as a woman in politics on social media. It is gross. It is awful. I think we can do better.
We can do better.
Yeah. Dr. Matt Polachek, thanks so much, and we'll hear more from you next week. The fight for Gen Z voters in all 7 of our swing states Battleground will be right back.